Chuck Fleischmann. Great to have you here.
Merry Christmas, Anna. Thank you.
Merry Christmas to you as well. Congressman Fleischmann, what did you think of President-elect's keynote speech just a few moments ago?
I saw some of it. It's outstanding. Anna, there's just such a renewed sense of optimism in this country now that we've got President Trump coming back into the White House. I guess the best way I can put it in perspective is I landed at 1 o'clock in the morning on Friday morning here, and I got out and visited with my constituents, did a little shopping in the stores, people thanking me. They're so excited about President Trump coming back here, of course, in Tennessee, but I think it's everywhere. America's ready to win again, to move forward again, and Donald Trump's going to do it. He's going to do it with the help of people like me in the House and our great United States Senate, which will be controlled by our party. And I'm just optimistic myself. So let's hope and pray for a great 2025 and the best for our great country.
Yeah, a big conservative movement, the largest conservative movement, as they're calling it, for Turning Point USA and Turning Point Action there. The president-elect spending a lot of time talking about illegal immigration. It really resembled his campaign rallies that we saw him give tirelessly on the campaign trail. I want to play a bit of sound for you on what he said about the border. Listen.
People are coming in from Mexico in numbers that have never, ever been seen before. We had 21 million people come in over the past 4 years. Think of that, 21 million people. And you see a lot of these people should not be here. They come from mental institutions and prisons from all over the world, not just South America. Hundreds of thousands more are racing to get across before January 20th. You got to see it.
And erupting with cheers, not just then, but also when the borders are. Tom Homan was taking the stage talking about this deportation, the largest one in American history, that will begin on day one, as the president says here. What are some of the challenges? What are some of the barriers they're going to deal with when that happens?
Well, unfortunately, not all of the Democrats in this country, in the House, in the Senate, and the Democratic pundits are with us. But the American people are with us in tremendous majorities. Some conservative Democrats, independents, Republicans, just the average person on the street realizes that the border has been porous. In a prior Congress, I was the highest ranking Republican on Homeland Appropriations, went to the border with President Trump when he was president. It was secure then. He will make it secure again. So there's going to be some pushback. I don't think the Democrats have fully realized, we saw this just past week, what the great Trump mandate has been, not only in the swing states, but overwhelmingly across America. We want common sense, and that's what I think President Trump represents most of all. That's why I think most Americans are looking to him. I am as well, in the House, in the Senate. But the average everyday American realizes they go out, they play by the rules, they pay their taxes, they want legal immigration, they want strong foreign policy, they want a good economy, and they want the best and brightest future. And really, that's what I think Donald Trump represents, and that's why I think he won an electoral landslide.
Well, and here's what Trump has said about the Panama Canal. He's been putting this into the conversation. Let's listen.
You got to treat us fairly, and they haven't treated us fairly. If the principles, both moral and legal, of this magnanimous gesture of giving are not followed, then we will demand that the Panama Canal be returned to the United States of America in full, quickly, and without question.
Is this going to happen? Is this one of the things that he's going to be championing on day one as well?
Well, Anna, I am old enough to remember when America had the Panama Canal, and it was so sad when it was given back to Panama. I think we should have never given it up, just basically because of its strategic importance. But let's face it, the clarion call has gone out from President Trump, not only to Panama, to our friends, to our foes, all across the world, that America is back and we're going to be treated fairly, whether it's with tariffs, whether it's with economic policy or foreign policy. He's already started a great dialogue, I think, between Putin and Zelensky. The world wants peace. In order to get peace, we need strong leadership. And I think that's what Donald Trump is all about.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.